All right, I think we're live. Hello, hello. Sure everything's looking good. Health is good. Is this coming across well? Let me know in the comments here. I'm trying some new stream settings to make this a little bit of a better experience. So let me know in the comments if you can see me clearly, hear me clearly. It's always good to know before getting into a live stream. I hear you. Perfect. That's the most important part. All right. Low frame rate, but it may be my Wi-Fi. Huh. Let me check. I don't think I'm dropping any frames here. Should be at 30. I'm also glad that we can have tech talk. Low frame rate for me too. Oh no. Huh. That's not good. That's odd. YouTube says on my end it says stream is healthy. It says everything's good. Huh. Oh. Well, let me know if it gets better. Maybe as like the stream goes on, it kind of the buffer catches up, perhaps. If not, I do have a recording of this, which I can post instead. But if you can hear me clearly, then technically that's the most important part here. So we will get into it. So welcome. My name is Christian, and this is my live stream, which normally is every other Wednesday, but this time it's Thursday at noon because yesterday was a little important of a day. Something important happened at 12 o'clock yesterday, being the inauguration of President Biden, which I'm sure everyone was watching. I know I was. I'm sure people would pick watching Biden over watching me. So yes, the next live stream will be Wednesday, February 3rd, 12 p.m. Eastern, but today it's Thursday. So today's live stream is going to be about online courses, and I just want to just say how popular online courses have been in the past 10 years. Like they've been getting more and more popular, but in 2020 they skyrocketed. And that was undoubtedly because of the pandemic, because entrepreneurs and businesses lost or postponed a lot of their work that was scheduled for last year. And to make up for lost revenue, a lot of people started making these online courses to sell their expertise to, make up for that lost revenue. So that was a huge reason why online courses skyrocketed last year, but that's only one of two reasons. They were popular for entrepreneurs to make, but they were equally as popular for consumers to have and to learn from, to have this new online course that they can take during the lockdown. This thing, people were really bored during the lockdown, and online courses were being consumed much more. In fact, my good friend bought a woodworking course just because he wanted to learn how to woodwork. He wanted to, do it for fun, do it in his spare time when he was working from home. Has nothing to do with his job. He just wanted to be a woodworker. And I'm pretty sure that the guy who made that woodworking course now has my friend as a customer for life, because he is making so many different benches and tables and all sorts of stuff. He is constantly in his shop. He started his own Instagram for his woodworking shop, so that's how you know it's legit. um, so people also like buying and watching and enjoying these online courses. So that's why they were super, super popular in 2020. But now, is it done? Are online courses just like meh, whatever now? Absolutely not. They are still growing, and I think once we're out of this pandemic, they will continue to grow because they are such a good way to teach a condensed topic very effectively and very affordably for the consumer. YouTube, of course, is great for, I need to learn this one thing. What's it? Look it up on YouTube. But when you're learning a skill, particularly something that's for your business, then yeah, investing in an online course is going to give you a much more structured, a much more, you know what you're paying for result, rather than let's look something up on YouTube and hope I find the answer, because half the time you don't. And that's because people make YouTube videos to cater to the YouTube algorithm, not to cater towards your better learning. Online courses are designed for you to get the results that you're looking for. So, without further ado, here are 5 of my tips that you may not have thought of when making your first online course, planning to make your next online course, whatever the case is. Here are 5 tips that I've found from me watching online courses, me producing online courses for other entrepreneurs and businesses, as well as making my first online course for me, which I'll show you in a little bit. So tip number 1, plan for more time than you think. This one hits close to home. Everyone, including myself, everyone thinks that their course won't take as long as it will take. They think, oh, well, I script out the videos. They're like 10 minutes a piece. Yeah, we could do like 5 or 6 videos in an hour at 10 minutes a pop. No, that is not how that works. If you have a 10-minute video, like a scripted 10-minute video, it should, the final video should be about 10 minutes long. It will take at least 20 minutes, at least. And that is simply because we are human and we mess up. Trust me. We mess up a lot. And, it also has to do with mojo. Like, and I've seen this. Actually funny. I got called out by one of my clients, Alex Carter, making her online course this past year in negotiation. Her course was in negotiation, and like anybody, she had her ups and her downs, and some takes she was just going through it, and then other takes we needed to do like 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 takes, like, because it was just the mojo, the vibe of the room, how she was feeling. And she called me out we were recording, and she called me out one time because she was on a roll. She was nailing her lines. It felt good. It sounded good. Her intonation was great. She's just rocking and rolling. And I'm behind the camera, and apparently my eyebrows were raising, and I was like, I didn't realize I was doing this. But she then after we finished the video, the video we were working on, she was like, I could tell that I was really nailing it by your facial expression. And then when you don't have that facial expression, I know I need a second take. And I was just like, oh, Okay, good. Like, I had no idea I was doing that, but apparently I was, and she sensed it. And I mean, it was true. When she was rocking it, like, it was all great. So, if you're planning to make your online course and you say, okay, I need 2 days to do this. We're going to record this in 2 days. I would definitely recommend planning for a third day, because the last thing you want to do is not be in your mojo, like you're stumbling over every other sentence, but you don't have time to take a break and, like, reset. If you don't have time to take a break and you're just like, oh, okay, I gotta get through this, we only have a few more hours, like, your course is not going to look and sound nearly as good as what it would if you were relaxed, if you had time to get back into the mojo. Your course would just significantly be better if your students had you at your best, rather than you drudging through just to get it done on time. So when planning your online course, if you think it's going to take 2 days, talk with your producer, talk with your videographer, talk with the venue, everyone who's involved, and say, hey, I think this is going to take 2 days. Can we just pencil in a third day? Can we just pencil in a third day and just, make sure we get everything right? Then when it comes time, when you have a few hours left in your second day, and you just go, we could get through the rest of the content, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm hungry, I'm tired, I just don't have it in me. Move to the third day. Much better than just drudging through and slopping it together to get it done in 2 days. So, just plan for more time. And look, like, if you have to pay a holding fee for the third day for your venue or videographer or something, I mean, yeah, it's a tad bit more money, but it's your peace of mind. And ultimately, it's the quality of your course. So I think a small holding fee is well worth it for that peace of mind. So, brings me to tip number 2. Don't overcomplicate your course. Again, speaking from personal experience, I just, you think you want to jam pack your course with knowledge because people are paying you. Like, people pay me all this money. I must provide them with all my expertise, all my knowledge. I must cram it all into a single course. No, that's not really going to work too well. And let me ask you a question here. As I take a sip of my water. What's easier to drink from? A hallway water fountain or a fire hose at full blast? Just this one's personal, because I always have the opinion that, or I always have like the subconscious, like, oh, I must provide all information, and like I have to tell myself to stop. This one hits home for me. But what they are paying for, what your students are paying for, are results. So if you just fire hose blast them full blast and just give them so much information that it's just like, okay, what do I do? I mean, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do, but with this, and then what about this, and then this, and then this, and he said this, like, keep it simple. Because if you overload someone, if you just give them all the information in the world and they don't know exactly how to interpret it, how to use it to actually get the results that they're paying for, they're not going to get the results that they're paying for. They're going to probably put your course down and get back to it later. Or worse, they're going to ask for a refund because it wasn't exactly what they were expecting. So just keeping it simple, it doesn't mean you're giving them nothing. You can still give them valuable information, just in bite-sized pieces. And here's a little, business strategy that goes with this. Beyond, of course, giving your customers the results they're paying for, to make them happy customers. Think of it like this. You're teaching a 101 class. Here are the basics of the craft. Here are, what you can do. Here are some tips on how to apply it. Go out into the world and, try it for yourself. Okay, so now your students have a few things to focus on. They have a few tricks up their sleeves, and they practice and they learn for themselves. They use your expertise. They use your course as a tool to learn for themselves. Awesome. You just gave them a 101 course. Now, 3 months down the road, maybe, what if we made a 201 course? What if we made a 201 course and told our existing students about it? They already had the 101 course. They've been putting into practice what we've been talking about. A 2.0 course, yeah, I would love to take that. I would love to, up-level my knowledge. Great. So now you have an upsell to an already buying customer. Business strategy, just perfect. They understand the results. You do an upsell. They understand the results again, then move to a 301 course maybe. Like that's the beauty of keeping it small, bite-sized pieces, and letting your students really consume it so that they can get the results that they're paying for. And also, I want to just say to everyone watching, feel free to ask some questions in the chat per section. I just finished the second section, got 3 more. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat and I will answer them at the end of the section. So, tip number 3, use visual examples. Probably the most underrated tool in an online course. And that, oh my gosh, I can't emphasize how underrated this is, because we, as course creators, as people who are selling our expertise, we need to communicate, with our words. We need to communicate our expertise, and the student listens. So that's how the information transfer works. That sounds really cold and weird, but that's how it works, orally. But if a student could hear your words and then get a visual confirmation to say, oh, I know what they're talking about. Okay, that makes sense. It's one thing to just hear it, but to see it as well, like that's a 1-2 punch knockout. I don't watch boxing, but there's a reference. Having that visual just helps so much. One, it just creates interest. Like, you want your course to be interesting. You want your students to have fun while learning. Like, this isn't a college lecture here. Like, they are paying for the results. They are paying to, they're not directly paying to be entertained unless you're doing a stand-up comedy course, maybe. I don't know. I certainly won't be doing that. But they are paying you for the best experience possible. So give them the best experience possible, and that is by using visuals to keep the interest going, to help them understand, to help things click more. That is a hugely underrated tool, I believe, in online courses. So, what are some examples of visual mediums beyond writing on a notebook, which you're going to remember this one. I bet you're, out of all 5 tips, you're probably going to remember this one the most. So, just saying. So examples of visual examples. And this is where video courses are so powerful. Audio courses are great. Email courses, like where you just get the information via email, that's great too. All are valuable, but video gives you the capability to show any visual you really want. It could be overlaid pictures, it could be slide decks, it could be other videos playing on this video. It could also be diegetic, so like things that you're actually interacting with in the frame, like, you know, a notebook or a whiteboard or a chalkboard or, you know, something like that. And to give a visual example, this is so meta, to give a visual example to this live stream on visual examples, here is a video from a course that I'm producing right now, the Entrepreneur's Video Guidebook, showing people how to set up a rock solid, easy to use video setup to create video content for themselves, the DIY route. Here is a video showing how to power one of my favorite lights. Enjoy. All right, so we have our light set up on our light stand. Now we need to actually turn the light on, and it needs to be powered, which another reason why I love this light is because it can be powered through battery or power cord. Now, my preferred method is the power cord, and it's very simple. It just has this port right here. Plug the power cord in, and you're powered. Yay! And then there's a switch on the other side of the light. Hit it up towards the 1 line, which is the symbol for the AC power. So flick that up, and the light powers on. Turn that back off. And the reason I love having AC power is because it's reliable. Your light is never going to power off randomly because your battery died. It's reliable. But if you are on the go, if you don't have access to electric, and that's where batteries are really valuable, because you can power this light for a good couple of hours just off of one rechargeable battery, which, I mean, honestly should be pretty good for what you're doing. And if not, that's why you have a couple batteries, keep them on charge, and then swap them out if you need. So let's pop this battery on, and then hit down on the power switch towards the 2 bars, which symbols for battery power. And now we have our light. But let's turn this off, and in the next video, we're going to be going over how to control the light and make sure that it looks great for your video. All right. So that is a visual example of using visual examples for your online course. So what if you have, what if your course is only thought-based? like in what we just saw, I was using a light. I was showing, how to put a battery on it and how to put the power cord in. And I was showing all of those examples both in the main video and then actually video overlay with the blue background, which is actually behind me. You saw that as well. But what if you're teaching a course that is just all verbal? Well, you can do a few things. I recommend getting a notepad or getting a whiteboard and writing down like keywords or phrases or terms that really are meaningful. Just literally writing them on your notepad or on the whiteboard will just like trigger something in the student's mind saying, oh, this is important. Oh, okay, and they're going to memorize that and understand it just that much more. Additionally, you could use a slide deck, having slides and going through if you need to show statistics or any details. Having a slide deck is very important and very useful. But I will caution you, do not use a slide deck as a cop-out. This is not a college gen ed lecture. Keep it interesting. If you're, I hope you're doing a video course. Keep most of the shots on you and then cut to the slide deck occasionally. Don't stay on the slide deck and like have yourself in the corner of the screen very small so like people can't see you. Don't turn this into a college lecture, please. Now I'm seeing, now there's a problem on YouTube with the frame rates. Why did it let me know until now? That's frustrating. Let's see if I can drop the quality down. Will this work? I just dropped the bit rate down, so hopefully streaming will be a little smoother. I'm gonna post the recorded version as well, so we don't have to rewatch this. Seems to be a little better. All right, we are going to move on to tip number 4, and that is ask your videographer for recommendations. Not trying to toot my own horn here, but online courses are my jam, and I have a lot of experience with them. And for someone who is making their first online course, for someone who is, maybe have done them before, but they're planning their next one, your job as the course creator is to create the content, to make sure that your expertise is clearly articulated and conveyed to the students. So that's what your number one priority is. And now here's the thing. It's not just about, oh, I'm going to be on camera and I'm going to deliver my expertise and my lines and, we're good. Video has to be wholesome. It's not just about the lines you read. It's about how you are presented, what you're wearing, what the background looks like, what's the environment you're in, what visual mediums are you using. These are all things that your videographer might have some recommendations for. So instead of doing all your planning and then at the last step of the planning process, hiring a videographer and bringing them on, why not hire your videographer in the beginning, loop them in on the conversation, collaborate with them and say, hey, this is what we're trying to do. Do you have any recommendations? And chances are, if your videographer has done online courses before, they will have recommendations. I know I certainly do, because I've done enough to know what works, what looks good, and what does not, and what should just be avoided. So it's yeah. Here's a little example. This is a little relevant. This is very relevant. So if you are a potential student, you're a potential student, and you're looking at this course on how to achieve financial freedom. But the guy, so you purchase the course and you see the guy, and he is in his mother's basement with fluorescent lighting and drop ceilings. And he's going to teach you how to achieve financial freedom. Something don't add up. You know, not working. You would want to see this person in a modern home office, or maybe even like the backyard with like the in-ground pool in the background, you know, something a little more, you know, high end. That's what you would see. This isn't necessarily something that all people think of, but it is definitely something that the videographer thinks of, because the videographer is always concerned about the visuals, and that's a big key. So if you're not certain on where you should film, or you just don't even want to worry about it, consult a videographer, get them in early on the planning process, and they should be able to help. Yeah, just simple as that. Oh, yeah, here's the punchline. I'm reading my notes, just perusing. Here's the punchline. Don't buy a course on financial freedom from some guy living in his mom's basement. The only course you should buy from a guy who's in his mom's basement is someone teaching you how to storm the Capitol building. And moving on. So yeah, just to summarize, consulting a videographer, getting their input in earlier in the planning process is a surefire way to get a overall better product. It's that simple. So, tip number 5, the final tip: use your lessons and modules as building blocks and cliffhangers. So I'll explain what I mean here. An online course is made of, you know, 3 modules, and in each module you have 5 videos. So total of 15 videos, plus, you know, an intro and an outro. Traditionally, you know, normal college lecture hall, you have a topic, you have the class, and then you learn about this specific category. Then you move on. Next day you learn about this, and you learn about this, and then 20 days later, now you know the topic. Woo, yay. So exciting. You do learn the information, but it's just, you know, you're kind of just like moving along with the paces, I guess. I don't know. It's okay. But what if we added some excitement? What if we added some anticipation to, you know, watch the next video? That's the thing. Like, we want to keep the interest of the student going, because the sooner that they finish the course, the more likely, and well, the sooner they're going to be able to apply what they've learned. So making it interesting and keeping them engaged, excited, that is going to get them results faster. that is going to make them very satisfied with the course itself, and you are going to be much higher in their view rather than you sold them a course, structured the information, well, but it's just bland. They'll probably finish it. Might take a little longer. Okay, I learned the skill. Okay. And like, they might still like you, but you want to keep them fired up. You want to keep them going. We just want to add a little seasoning. We want to add a little seasoning to our course content, and that is through cliffhangers, which is a bit of a dramatic word, but just leading up to the next video in the current video that you're watching that gives them a reason to go to the next video. And it doesn't have to be a dramatic, see what happens next, bum, 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 bum. It doesn't have to be. That's exaggerated. But it can be as simple as, okay, we've powered the light. Now in the next video, we're going to be working the light and making it look really good on our faces. Well, that's what I want to learn. That I did not pay for this course to learn how to plug in a battery. I want to learn how to use this light. And it's like, okay, I'm watching the next video. I'm in. Versus, here's how you power the light, and hope you enjoyed this lesson. Okay. So simple techniques like that, just adding a little bit of spice, a little bit of flavor to your videos in your online course that entice, that make your students' mouths water. That is a huge skill that I don't think many people consider when making their online course, because they're just focused on getting the course content there. They're not really worried about flavoring it to, spice it up a little bit. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are my five tips. Again, plan for more time. Don't overcomplicate your course. Visual interest, visual examples. Reach out to your videographer for recommendations, and build your lessons, build your modules with a little bit of a cliffhanger, with a little bit of anticipation for the next video. I really think with those 5 tips in combination with everything else that goes into an online course, you're really setting yourself up for a successful course and successful, satisfied, happy students that will follow you to the end, just like my friend who absolutely loves the woodworker teacher who taught him how to woodwork. As soon as that guy comes out with a next level, a 201 course, I guarantee that my friend will buy that course. And that's the goal. We're here to serve, which sounds cliche, but we really are here to do our best to teach our students in our expertise. And I really think that these 5 tips help do that. So that is about it. If there are no questions, I do apologize about the choppy stream. I think it still is a little meh. But again, I'll be posting the recording soon after this. And my website is soon to be finished. My new website, christiangolic.com. If you go to it right now, it's just a landing page to get you on my email list, which really should do if you want to stay up to date with these live streams, with new videos I posted, and like I said before, the Entrepreneur's Video Guidebook, which is my first course, which is almost done. Super excited for it. So you can get all that from the email list, christiangolic.com. But once my website is done, which is very, very close, this will be put in blog form so that you can go back and read this if you want, watch the video again if you would like, and this will all be available. Again, christiangolic.com. Put this in the chat. Check it out if you haven't already. And yeah, I hope this live stream was helpful. And yeah, if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, christiangolic.com. You can reach me there. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out.